everyone. Today is Monday, April 13th, 2020. I hope all of you had an amazing weekend and did at least one thing that was fun and are ready to jump back into learning this week. For today's lesson, everyone, you're going to need only one piece of paper. If you printed it, it's the story ideas sheet. But if you didn't, it's just a blank piece of paper or a lined piece of paper that's blank. You're going to need a sharpened pencil with an eraser, and that's it. So let's jump into learning. All of your teachers, including myself, really loved reading your fantasy fiction stories. A lot of them were super creative. They were super detailed. Pictures were awesome. And we're going to stick with that this week, except instead of fantasy fiction, we are writing realistic fiction. That's right, realistic fiction. What are we writing? Realistic fiction. All right. Realistic fiction is a story with made-up characters that could actually happen in real life. So if I said Susie and her dog went to the park and played in the piles of leaves during the season of fall, it's totally real because there could be a girl named Susie. She could have a dog. They could both go to the park and they could both play with leaves. So now, in writing realistic fiction, we're still going to have all those story elements. A character, setting, problem, solution, a clear beginning, middle, and end. And we need to make sure most of all that it can actually happen. All right. All right. So before we do that and get into our story ideas for today, we are going to brainstorm some ideas before you choose one to write about. So let's take some time, and as my good friend Miss G always says, think it, say it, write it, read it. So let's think it first. What are some problems that could totally happen to you in real life? Think about where you are when those things happen, who is involved, what the problem is, and how it actually gets solved. We want to make sure it's something that can actually happen. The first great one I just heard through the screen was having a first something, right? So maybe like the first day of school, having a first moment. Maybe you were feeling scared the first day of school, or the first time you went to the doctor or the dentist. Right? So first, I'm going to put EX for example, first day of school. Okay? Let's think of a few others for you to choose from. I know a lot of you get really excited when you lose a tooth, right? Maybe we could write a story about your tooth being wiggly, and that's a problem because it needs to come out. Wiggly tooth. Okay. Let's see. Maybe moving away, right? That could come with its own set of problems. You might be like really sad. and then get really excited in the end, moving away. Ooh, how many of you have gotten lost before? Sandos has been lost plenty of times. It is no fun. That's something that could happen. Getting lost. Not just you getting lost, you could lose something, right? And I'm going to give a second for you to think of some ideas, and when you're ready, comment them below, or just call them out, or whisper them to yourself, or you could tell the person next to you. Go ahead, I'll give you a moment. All right, you thought of some? Let's keep going. Getting hurt, right? Ooh, no one likes that. Getting hurt, falling down. I imagine lots of great ideas when mom or dad says no. When you want to do something or go somewhere really bad and they say nope. I said earlier, going to the doctor and dentist. We've got space for one more. This one's a big one. Friend problems, right? That's like when feelings are hurt. That's something that can happen, but can totally be fixed. All right, so for our brainstorm, this is what we have. These are all of the ideas that you can choose from for your story ideas today. Now, you're going to take out that one piece of paper that you need for today. You're going to take out your sharpened pencil with an eraser, and you're going to choose 3 different ones from this list, or 3 different ones of your own if it is not on this list. I will post a picture of this on the screen so you can keep looking at it. All right, my friends, we are ready. You should have your sharpened pencil with an eraser. In this case, the Sandra Sesser marker. And you should have your realistic fiction story ideas sheet that looks like this if you printed it. And if you did not, you can grab a plain piece of paper, either blank or lined, and you can draw it so that it looks like this. I'll give you time to do that now. Okay. For today, we are only focusing on problem and solution, nothing else. We are focusing on problem and solution because those are the biggest parts that are going to drive your story forward. It's going to be the focus of what is happening in your story and what it's about. Now we're going to come up together with 3 different story idea problems and 3 different story idea solutions. We know that a problem is something that goes wrong in the story. And a solution is how that problem gets solved. And we know that through problems and solutions, characters have their own thoughts and their own feelings throughout it all. Okay? So I'm going to go back to my brainstorm and I'm going to choose my first one, which is moving away. That's the one I'm going to choose. So for my first story idea, for my problem, okay, so as I write my problem, you can take out your paper and write yours. Think about the first idea you want. So I'm thinking of my character. I'm going to choose a name. I'm going to choose Melanie. Melanie. And I chose moving away. Is moving away to New York City after living in Boston her whole life. Okay, that's my first story idea problem. I don't get too much into detail. I don't spill the beans. I give just enough so you know what's gonna go wrong. Okay? This is a problem because she feels sad about it. Okay? She's lived in Boston her whole life and that's why she's sad. So now I think of my solution. And when I think of my solution, it has to match the problem. Okay? So for my solution, I'm going to say that the new friends she made in New York helped her realize that it was time for a change. Okay? That's something that could happen. People could convince you and change your thoughts and your feelings. So I'm going to say her friends, Carmen and Gigi, her new friends, Carmen and Gigi, helped her realize that change can be good. And home will always be there. Now notice I didn't spill the beans of how they convinced her. I just wrote that they did. So that's my first story idea. My problem, my solution, they match each other. Go ahead and make sure yours match and do that now before we move to our next one. All right, we're going to move to story idea 2. Remember, this idea has nothing to do with this one, so we're going to move to this one. We're going to think of a whole new problem and solution. Now remember, you can think back to our brainstorm and choose another one from this list, or you can think of one on your own if it's not on this list. So I'm going to choose getting lost. And I'm thinking of who I want my character to be. And name them Caleb, was at a Celtics game with his family and friends when he got lost going to the bathroom. How many of you have been somewhere, you go to the bathroom and then you just can't find where you were before that? Right? So that's my problem. Again, I don't need to give too much detail. I just give enough so that tomorrow when I go into detail, I know where I want to take it. Okay, so my solution has to match my problem, not this one. This solution has to match this one. So solution is that Caleb found a security guard who helped him find his family and friends. And they all became close friends with each other. And again, as I'm writing mine, you're writing yours. And when you finish, it should look like this. So again, I'm not spilling the beans or saying how the security guard helped. I'm just saying that he did. Caleb found a security guard who helped him find his family and friends. And then they all became close friends with each other, including the security guard. When you finished, we're going to move to story idea number 3. I'll give you a minute. All right, you ready? So again, I'm going to grab my brainstorm list. And you're going to pick your third idea either from this list or one of your own. So I'm looking at it. Which one do I want to do? I am going to choose going to the dentist. That's what I'm going to choose. Okay? So when I go to the dentist, I'm thinking of a character. And remember, it has to be realistic. It has to be able to happen. So I can't have a talking animal, a singing animal, a dancing animal. Okay? Let's see. Marina. Let's think of that for a name for a character. Marina felt scared to go to the dentist because of those big scary drills. Because there were so many scary machines. There. Keep it nice and simple. I don't spill the beans because we'll get into details later. I just am writing where the story is going to go. Okay, so now when I write my last solution, it's not matching this one or this one. This solution is matching this one. So if Marina felt scared to go to the dentist because there are so many machines there, the solution, something that could actually happen, is the people at the dentist's office made her feel better about why she needs to come. I'm not saying how. That you're going to save in your story. Okay? So the workers at the dentist's office made her feel better about why she needs to come now. There are tons of ways that they could do that, right? But we're not getting into that because we're not writing our actual stories today. All right, when you are finished, your realistic fiction story ideas should look like this. You should have a problem and solution for story idea 1, 2, and 3. I want you to go ahead and make sure you did that. I will put a picture of mine on the screen. That is all we are going to do for today, my loves. We will be back tomorrow where we will pick one of those story ideas and stretch out those details. And we'll even get to draw. Until then, have a great day. At the end, remember, you're only taking a picture of your story ideas and sending it to the class journal on Seesaw. See you tomorrow.